Ladies and gentlemen, I warmly welcome you to this significant ceremony where we gather to witness the shining examples of the deep and enduring cooperation between Sri Lanka and India. Today marks a moment of shared progress as we jointly inaugurate key projects and exchange important memorandums of understanding. These milestones will be followed by the press statements from our two esteemed leaders reflecting the spirit of partnership and mutual respect that continues to guide our bilateral relations. We shall first witness the exchange of memorandums of understanding across a wide range of sectors reflecting the breadth and the depth of our bilateral cooperation. The first exchange is the MOU between the Government of the Republic of India and the Government of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka for the implementation of HVDC interconnection for import-export of power. This will be exchanged on Sri Lankan side by Professor KTM Udayanga Hemapala, Secretary, Ministry of Energy, and will be exchanged on Indian side by Sri Vikram Misri, Foreign Secretary. Thank you very much, Professor Udayanga Hemapala. Would like to kindly request Sri Vikram Misri, Foreign Secretary, to remain where you are for the further exchanges of MOU. The next exchange is of the MOU between the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology of India and the Ministry of Digital Economy of Sri Lanka on cooperation in the field of sharing successful digital solutions implemented at population scale for digital transformation. This will be exchanged on Sri Lankan side by Mr. Varunasri Dhanapala, Acting Secretary, Ministry of Digital Economy. And the exchange on Indian side by Sri Vikram Misri, Foreign Secretary. Thank you very much, Mr. Varunasri Dhanapala, Acting Secretary, Ministry of Digital Economy. We will now witness the exchange of a trilateral MOU between the Government of the Republic of India, the Government of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka, and the Government of United Arab Emirates for the cooperation in the development of Trincomalee as an energy hub. This will be exchanged on Sri Lankan side by Professor KTM Udayanga Hemapala, Secretary, Ministry of Energy, and this will be exchanged on the Indian side by Sri Vikram Misri, Foreign Secretary, and will be exchanged on the UAE side by Mr. Khalid Nazar Al Ameri, Ambassador of the United Arab Emirates to Sri Lanka. Thank you very much, Professor KTM Udayanga Hemapala and Mr. Khalid Nazar Al-Meri. The next is the exchange of the MOU between the Government of the Republic of India and the Government of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka on defense cooperation. This will be exchanged on the Sri Lankan side by Air Vice Marshal Sampath Thuyakonda, retired Secretary, Ministry of Defense, and will be exchanged on the Indian side by Sri Vikram Misri, Foreign Secretary. Thank you very much, gentlemen. You may resume your seating now. The next is the MOU on the multi-sectoral grant assistance for Eastern Province. This will be exchanged on the Sri Lankan side by Mr. KMM Siddhivardhana, Secretary, Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, and will be exchanged on the Indian side by Sri Santosh Jha, the High Commissioner of India to Sri Lanka. Thank you very much, Mr. K.M.M. Sirivardhana, Secretary, Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, and would like to call upon Sri Santosh Jha, the High Commissioner of India to Sri Lanka, to kindly remain for the further exchanges of MOU. We will now witness the exchange of the MOU between the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare of India and the Ministry of Health and Mass Media of Sri Lanka on the cooperation in the field of health and medicine. This will be exchanged on the Sri Lankan side by Dr. Anil Jalsingha, Secretary, Ministry of Health and Mass Media, and will be exchanged on the Indian side by Sri Santosh Jha, the High Commissioner of India to Sri Lanka. Gentlemen, please remain. The next is the MOU on the Pharmacopoeia cooperation between the Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare of India, and the National Medicines Regulatory Authority of Sri Lanka. This will be exchanged on the Sri Lankan side by Dr. Anil Jalsingha, Secretary, Ministry of Health and Mass Media, and this will be exchanged on the Indian side by Sri Santosh Jha, the High Commissioner of India to Sri Lanka. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Next, we are ready to move on to the next segment of today's ceremony. We are ready to witness the virtual groundbreaking of the Sampur Solar Power Project. It's time to take a look at a short video highlighting the key features and the significance of this landmark project.
India and Sri Lanka share an eternal bond weaved by civilizational ties, cultural connect, and age-old goodwill. Under the visionary leadership of Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi, India has emerged as the principal development partner of Sri Lanka, as well as the largest source of trade, investments, and tourism. India's developmental projects have reached all 25 districts of the country, delivering tangible benefits to the people of Sri Lanka across all major sectors. Overall financial assistance extended by India to Sri Lanka, including emergency assistance, is about $7 billion. This includes grant assistance of $780 million. Over the past decade, more than 40 projects have been undertaken with grant assistance amounting to nearly $265 million. Indian investments significantly contribute to Sri Lanka's economy with the portfolio exceeding $2 billion. Today, the investment partnership will achieve another landmark with the groundbreaking of the Sampur Solar Power Plant by Prime Minister of India, Sri Narendra Modi, and President of Sri Lanka, His Excellency Anurag Kumara Dissanayake. Sampur Solar Power Plant is a 50-50 joint venture between NTPC Limited of India and Ceylon Electricity Board of Sri Lanka. NTPC and CEB jointly incorporated Trincomalee Power Company Limited to develop the 120 megawatt project. Phase 1 of the project will be of 50 megawatt capacity, built over 500 acres of land. This solar project will bring an investment of approximately $100 million to Trincomalee in the eastern province of Sri Lanka. This project, featuring the latest solar PV TOPCon technology, will enhance energy security, reduce fossil fuel dependence, create jobs, and foster a cleaner environment by reducing 200,000 tons of carbon dioxide emissions annually. It is expected to be commissioned by the end of 2027. With the groundbreaking of the Sampur Solar Power Project, both countries are now progressing on a shared pathway of a forward-looking and green future.
I now kindly invite the President of Sri Lanka and the Prime Minister of India to rise and to jointly unveil the E-Block for the Sampur Solar Power Project. much, Your Excellencies. We shall now witness the virtual inauguration of the temperature-controlled agricultural warehouse in Dambulla. To commence this segment, it's time to take a look at a brief video showcasing the key features and the significance of this vital project.
Further advancing the people-centric development partnership between India and Sri Lanka, another project that will be inaugurated today is the Dambulla temperature-controlled warehouse in the central province of Sri Lanka. This 5,000 metric ton facility for perishable agricultural produce is a 524 million Sri Lankan rupee joint initiative. Built with 300 million Sri Lankan rupee grant assistance from the Government of India, the warehouse is a first of its kind facility in the country. It is divided into 6 chambers, each with independent temperature and humidity controls, and each capable of holding around 30,000 crates. The facility is fully equipped with a receiving area, sorting area, pre-cooling and post-heating chambers and service area, complete with administrative units, stores and quality control lab. It will significantly minimize post-harvest losses, which currently stand at around 40%, reduce price fluctuation, and ensure delivery of good quality agro-produce to consumers around the country. The inauguration of the Dambulla temperature-controlled warehouse underlines India's commitment to be a partner in Sri Lanka's development and prosperity.
I now kindly invite the President of Sri Lanka and the Prime Minister of India to rise and to jointly unveil the e-block for the temperature-controlled agricultural warehouse in Dambulla. Thank you very much, Your Excellencies. We are now ready to witness the virtual inauguration of the project for the supply of solar rooftop systems to 5,000 religious institutions across the island nation Sri Lanka. To begin, we will now present a video highlighting the salient features and the broader significance of this transformative initiative.
Today marks a new milestone in India-Sri Lanka energy cooperation with the inauguration of supply of solar rooftop systems for religious institutions across Sri Lanka. This project is being financed through an Indian credit assistance of $17 million. 5,000 solar rooftop systems are being supplied to 5,000 institutions of major religions in Sri Lanka, including Buddhism, Hinduism, Christianity, and Islam. The sites identified by the government of Sri Lanka span across all 9 provinces and 25 districts in the country. The solar rooftop systems will add 25 megawatts of solar capacity, generating over 37 million units of clean energy annually. The project will ensure reliable, cost-effective and sustainable energy for the beneficiary institutions. With this, India and Sri Lanka will be partners in clean energy transition, illuminating the future together.
We have the honor of inviting the President of Sri Lanka and the Prime Minister of India to rise and to jointly unveil the e-block for this landmark project. And now I would like to call upon the 2 esteemed leaders to proceed to the respective lecterns. I have the honor of inviting His Excellency Anuru Kumara Dissanayake, President of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka, to kindly deliver his statement.
අතිකරු අග්‍රාමාත්‍ය නරේන්ද්‍ර මෝදි මැතිතුමනි
His
Excellency Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Honorable Prime Minister of Sri Lanka, Honorable Ministers, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, friends from the media, Ayubowan, Vanakkam, Namaste, good morning.
අපගේ රජයේ පිහිටවීමෙන් පසු ශ්‍රී ලංකාවට පැමිණෙන පළමු රාජ්‍ය නායකයා ලෙස අතිගරු ඉන්දියානු අග්‍රාමාත්‍ය ශ්‍රී නරේන්ද්‍ර මෝදි මැතිතුමා සහ සම්භාවනීය දූත පිරිස මම උණුසුම් ලෙස පිළිගන්නවා. සම්ප්‍රදායික නොවන දේශපාලන පසුබිමකින් පැමිණ සිය රට දියුණු නව ලෝකයක් කරා ගමන් කිරීමට බාධාවක් පවතින දේශපාලන සංස්කෘතිය සහ අගතීන් වෙනස් කරන බවට ජනතාව සමග ඇති කරගත් සම්මුතියකින් බලයට පැමිණි ගරු ශ්‍රී නරේන්ද්‍ර මෝදි මැතිතුමා විසින් ඉන්දියාවේ සිදු කළ දේශපාලන පරිවර්තනයට සමාන අපේක්ෂාවන්ගෙන් යුතුව
And we have similar aspirations as a government, and we appreciate all these events, and I consider it as a matter of historic value. Sri Lanka and India share close links for a long time, and this reflects this friendship.
ඉන්දියාව සහ ශ්‍රී ලංකාව අතර මිත්‍රත්වය මෙම සමීපත්වයටත් වඩා බෙහෙවින් සමීපයි. විවිධත්වයේ දේශය වන ඉන්දියාව ඉතිහාසයේ සිටම ලෝක සංස්කෘතිය හා අධ්‍යාත්මික උරුමයන් සඳහා සැලකිලි දායකත්වයක් ලබා දී තිබෙනවා. ඒ අද දවසේ ගෝලීය වේදිකාවේ ප්‍රමුඛ කාර්යභාරයක් ඉටු කරන බව සිහිපත් කරනවා. ඉන්දියාව බැබලෙන ආකාරයක් නැගී සිටින ආකාරයක් අපි දැක තිබෙනවා. කලාපීය බලවතෙකු ලෙස පමණක් නොව ලෝක බලවතෙකු ලෙස ඉන්දියාව ස්ථානගත ඇති ආකාරය සම්බන්ධයෙන් අපි අත්පොළසන් දෙනවා. අපගේ
achievement, and we do it with a sincere feeling. And India and Sri Lanka believe the capacity to stand up in South Asia, and we have a common objective towards that. More than this close geographical proximity, we have many other concerns. We are neighbors with deep historic, religious and cultural ties that go back over a long period of time. And our time-tested relationship is built on shared values, mutual respect and common interests. Sri Lanka and India share this diversity, and we have worked as historic partners, and we have shared religion, culture, traditions, architecture and many other aspects, and we are very close friends in relation to all these sectors. And we have many examples in this regard. In 1996, based on a security factor, two teams refused to come to Sri Lanka, and during that time India offered to engage in that activity as a gesture of friendship, and I would like to extend my gratitude towards that as well. And Sri Lanka is always focused on the national interests, and we have a foreign policy which is our future map. And a little while ago, Prime Minister Modi and I, along with our respective delegations, engaged in in-depth bilateral talks. We reviewed the current status of our bilateral cooperation and exchanged views on the ways and means to further strengthen our relations in areas of mutual interest in the future. While recalling my successful visit to New Delhi, I conveyed to Prime Minister Modi Sri Lanka's commitment to realizing the actions set out in the India-Sri Lanka joint statements, fostering partnerships for a shared future, which was adopted during that visit. I thanked Prime Minister Modi and the Government of India for the valuable support extended to Sri Lanka towards our economic recovery, growth and stability. I also conveyed that India's assistance to Sri Lanka in times of need and the continuing solidarity are deeply cherished. And as a result of this friendship, we have been able to focus on economic transformation, infrastructure development, and we have gained many results in this field. And the neighborhood first is the India's foreign policy, and according to this policy, Prime Minister Modi expressed India's full commitment and support to the economic recovery process of Sri Lanka and also for sustained economic development of Sri Lanka. And also, I briefed Prime Minister Modi of our successful debt restructuring program and our current economic situation, which is heading towards recovery. I thank the Government of India for its support and cooperation in finalizing the debt restructuring agreements. And we also discussed in detail about furthering our collaboration in the already excellent defense cooperation between the two countries. I reaffirmed Sri Lanka's stance that it will not permit its territory to be used in any manner inimical to the security of India as well as towards regional stability. I requested Prime Minister Modi's intervention in convening early bilateral technical discussions pertaining to Sri Lanka's claim to the United Nations Commission on the Limits of the Continental Shelf for the establishment of the outer limits of the continental shelf beyond exclusive economic zone. Sri Lanka recognizes the importance of developing a digital economy to drive growth, innovation, and efficiency. Furthering this policy initiative, Prime Minister Modi and I discussed possible collaboration in digitalization in multiple domains. I thank the Government of India for the financial grant of Indian rupees 300 crores to implement the Sri Lanka's unique digital identity project. We acknowledged that connectivity plays a crucial role in realizing our economic and people-to-people ties. I thank Prime Minister for India's assistance in the construction of the Maho-Omantay railway line and for converting the credit facility of 14.9 million US dollars for the railway signaling project into a grant. I am pleased to announce that Honorable Prime Minister Modi and I will inaugurate both these projects in Anuradhapura tomorrow. Our government prioritizes ensuring reliable, affordable and timely energy resources to achieve energy security and meeting the needs of the people. Prime Minister Modi and I elaborately discussed on further cooperation in the energy sector. Similarly, Prime Minister Modi and I exchanged views on development cooperation and agriculture and capacity building as well. We discussed about trade and investment cooperation between the two countries and sought the support of the Government of India and that Prime Minister Modi to encourage more investments from India. Our discussions focused on cooperation in the tourism sector as well. Sri Lanka, of course, receives the highest number of tourists from India. Therefore, it is important to focus on further collaboration to harness greater potential in this sector. We also extended ideas on this matter as well. Also, we requested the intervention of Honorable Prime Minister Modi towards many projects and also of the need to have an intervention regarding the fishermen's matter. As recognizing the irreparable ecological damage caused by bottom trawling, which is a banned practice in both countries, I requested that measures be taken to stop this practice and curb IUU fishing. We are also pleased to have witnessed today the exchange of bilateral instruments between Sri Lanka and India pertaining to the areas of energy, defense cooperation, health sector cooperation, infrastructure projects and debt restructuring. And this will bring our friendship forward. I am particularly happy to have joined Honorable Prime Minister in the virtual groundbreaking of the Sampur solar power plant that would add 120 megawatts to our national grid, and the virtual unveiling of the project for the supply of solar rooftop systems, and also for the temperature controlled agriculture warehouse in Dambul, which is one of the first of its kind in Sri Lanka. And I thank the Prime Minister Modi and the Government of India for the kind cooperation and assistance extended in realizing these people-centering projects. And Buddhism is the most precious gift received by us from India. And I am pleased to note that tomorrow, Honorable Prime Minister Modi and his delegation will be traveling to Anuradhapura, and in Anuradhapura, we expect to pay homage to the Sri Maha Bodhi in Anuradhapura. As a symbol of great friendship and unstated multifarious support extended by Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi to Sri Lanka and its people, I am pleased to announce that the government of Sri Lanka has decided something special, and I would like to emphasize that the support of India has been certainly important for us, and also to ensure the prosperity of the people of the country, and the people of both the countries should be able to enjoy these results. Sri Lanka, India are not just countries in a map. These countries are linked in the history, and they have trade links and very deep friendships, and I would like to emphasize that matter. Also, Honorable the Sabbasa Sabvikas concept is also a concept of timely importance. This concept is put forward by Honorable Narendra Modi, and he has always extended hands of friendship to Sri Lanka and the people of the country. As a symbol of the great friendship of unstinted support extended by the Prime Minister of India, I am pleased to announce that the government of Sri Lanka has decided to confer upon him the highest Sri Lankan honor to a foreign head of state or head of government, Sri Lanka Mitra Vibhushana. This prestigious honor, which was introduced in 2008, is conferred on heads of state and government for their friendship. And Honorable Prime Minister Modi highly deserves this honor. That is what we firmly believe. I would like to emphasize that we are on a journey towards a change, and this is to have a rich country, economic progress, social equality and justice. And any citizen of the country should have a path towards prosperity in this backdrop. So, as historical friends and neighbors, we should work together to develop a prosperous future for our countries and the peoples. At this moment, we can see a lot of people-centric reformations. I would like to express my appreciation to Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his delegation for undertaking a visit in Sri Lanka. Thank you very much.
And now I would like to call upon His Excellency Sri Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister of the Republic of India, to kindly join His Excellency Anura Kumar Dissanayake for the conferment of this Mitra Vibhushana Award. May I once again request the leaders to proceed to your respective lecterns. Thank you very much, Your Excellencies. And now I have the honor of inviting His Excellency Shri Narendra Modi, Prime Minister of the Republic of India, to kindly deliver his statement.
Your Excellency, राष्ट्रपति दिशा नायक जी, दोनों देशों के डेलीगेट्स, मीडिया के सभी साथी, नमस्कार, आयुबोवन, वणक्कम। आज राष्ट्रपति दिशा नायक द्वारा श्रीलंका मित्र विभूषण से सम्मानित किया जाना मेरे लिए गौरव की बात है। यह सम्मान केवल मेरा सम्मान नहीं, बल्कि यह 140 करोड़ भारतीयों का सम्मान है। यह भारत और श्रीलंका के लोगों के बीच ऐतिहासिक संबंधों और गहरी मित्रता का सम्मान है। इस सम्मान के लिए मैं राष्ट्रपति जी का, श्रीलंका सरकार और यहाँ के लोगों का हृदय से आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ। फ्रेंड्स, प्रधानमंत्री के रूप में श्रीलंका का यह मेरा चौथा दौरा है। 29 की मेरी पिछली यात्रा एक बहुत ही संवेदनशील समय पर हुई थी। उस समय मेरा विश्वास था कि श्रीलंका विल राइज एंड राइज स्ट्रॉन्गर। मैं श्रीलंका के लोगों के धैर्य और साहस की सराहना करता हूं और आज श्रीलंका को वापस प्रगति के पथ पर देखकर हर्ष महसूस कर रहा हूं। भारत के लिए यह गर्व का विषय है कि हमने एक सच्चे पड़ोसी मित्र के रूप में अपने कर्तव्यों का निर्वहन किया है। चाहे 2019 का आतंकी हमला हो, कोविड महामारी हो या हाल में आया आर्थिक संकट, हर कठिन परिस्थिति में हम श्रीलंका के लोगों के साथ खड़े रहे। मुझे महान तमिल संत थिरुवल्लुवर की बात याद आ रही है। उन्होंने कहा था, शेयर करिए याबुल नटपिण आदुपुल वेणेक्करिए याबुल कापू। अर्थात चुनौतियों और शत्रुओं के विरुद्ध एक सच्चे मित्र और उसकी मित्रता की ढाल से बढ़कर और क्या सुरक्षा हो सकती है। फ्रेंड्स, राष्ट्रपति दिशा नायक ने अपनी पहली विदेश यात्रा के लिए भारत को चुना था और उनके पहले विदेशी अतिथि बनने का सौभाग्य मुझे मिला है। यह हमारे विशेष संबंधों की गहराई का प्रतीक है। हमारी नेबरहुड फर्स्ट पॉलिसी और विजन महासागर दोनों में श्रीलंका का विशेष स्थान है। पिछले 4 महीनों में राष्ट्रपति दिशा नायक की भारत यात्रा के बाद से हमारे सहयोग में उल्लेखनीय प्रगति हुई है। सामपुर सोलर पावर प्लांट से श्रीलंका की ऊर्जा सुविधा में मदद मिलेगी। मल्टी प्रोडक्ट पाइपलाइन के निर्माण और त्रिंकोमाली को ऊर्जा हब के रूप में विकसित किए जाने के लिए जो समझौता हुआ है, उसका लाभ श्रीलंका के सभी लोगों को मिलेगा। दोनों देशों के बीच ग्रिड इंटरकनेक्टिविटी समझौते से श्रीलंका के लिए बिजली एक्सपोर्ट करने के विकल्प खुलेंगे। मुझे खुशी है कि आज श्रीलंका में धार्मिक स्थलों के लिए 5000 सोलर रूफटॉप सिस्टम का उद्घाटन किया जाएगा। श्रीलंका यूनिक डिजिटल आइडेंटिटी प्रोजेक्ट में भी हम सहयोग करेंगे। फ्रेंड्स, भारत ने सबका साथ सबका विकास के विजन को अपनाया है। हम अपने पार्टनर देशों की प्राथमिकताओं को भी महत्व देते हैं। पिछले 6 महीनों में ही हमने $100 मिलियन से अधिक राशि के लोन को ग्रांट में बदला है। हमारी द्विपक्षीय डेट रिस्ट्रक्चरिंग एग्रीमेंट से श्रीलंका के लोगों को तत्काल सहायता और राहत मिलेगी। आज हमने इंटरेस्ट की दर को भी कम करने का निर्णय लिया है। यह प्रतीक है कि आज भी भारत श्रीलंका के लोगों के साथ खड़ा है। पूर्वी प्रांतों के सामाजिक और आर्थिक विकास के लिए लगभग 2.4 बिलियन लंकन रुपए का सहयोग पैकेज दिया जाएगा। आज हमने किसानों की भलाई के लिए श्रीलंका के सबसे बड़े वेयर हाउसेज का भी उद्घाटन किया। कल हम माहो ओमनथाई रेल लाइन का उद्घाटन करेंगे और माहो अनुराधपुरा स्टेशन पर सिग्नल सिस्टम का भी शिलान्यास करेंगे। कांके संतुरई पोर्ट से आधुनिकीकरण के लिए काम जल्द ही शुरू किया जाएगा। श्रीलंका में इंडियन ओरिजिन तमिल कम्युनिटी के लिए 10,000 घरों का निर्माण कार्य जल्द पूरा किया जाएगा। श्रीलंका के 700 अतिरिक्त कार्मिकों को भारत में प्रशिक्षण प्रदान किया जाएगा। इसमें सांसद, न्यायपालिका से जुड़े लोग, उद्यमी, मीडियाकर्मी के साथ साथ युवा लीडर्स भी शामिल होंगे। फ्रेंड, हमारा मानना है कि हमारे सुरक्षा हित समान है। दोनों देशों की सुरक्षा एक दूसरे से जुड़ी है और एक दूसरे पर निर्भर है। भारत के हितों के प्रति उनकी संवेदनाओं के लिए मैं राष्ट्रपति दिशानायक का आभारी हूं। रक्षा सहयोग में संपन्न किए गए महत्वपूर्ण समझौते का हम स्वागत करते हैं। कोलंबो सिक्योरिटी कॉन्क्लेव और हिंद महासागर में सुरक्षा सहयोग पर भी मिलकर काम करने के लिए हम सहमत हैं। फ्रेंड्स, भारत और श्रीलंका के बीच सदियों पुराने आध्यात्मिक और आत्मीयता भरे संबंध है। मुझे यह बताते हुए अत्यंत खुशी है कि 1960 में मेरे होम स्टेट गुजरात के अरावली में मिले भगवान बुद्ध के रेलिस को श्रीलंका में दर्शन के लिए भेजा जा रहा है। त्रिकोमाली के थिरुकोनेश्वरम मंदिर के रिनोवेशन में भारत सहयोग देगा। अनुराधपुरा महाबोधि मंदिर परिसर में सेक्रेड सिटी और नोरेलिया में सीता एलिया मंदिर के निर्माण में भी भारत सहयोग करेगा। फ्रेंड्स, हमने मछुआरों की आजीविका से जुड़े मुद्दों पर भी चर्चा की। हम सहमत हैं कि हमें इस मामले में एक मानवीय अप्रोच के साथ आगे बढ़ना चाहिए। हमने मछुआरों को तुरंत रिहा किया जाने और उनकी बोट्स को वापस भेजने पर भी बल दिया। हमने श्रीलंका में रिकंस्ट्रक्शन और रिकंसिलिएशन पर भी बात की। राष्ट्रपति दिशानायक ने अपने समावेशी दृष्टिकोण के बारे में मुझे बताया। हम आशा करते हैं कि श्रीलंका सरकार तमिलों की आकांक्षाओं को पूरा करेगी और श्रीलंका में संविधान के पूर्ण इम्प्लीमेंटेशन और प्रोविजनल काउंसिल इलेक्शन कराने की अपनी प्रतिबद्धता को पूरा करेगी। फ्रेंड, भारत और श्रीलंका का संबंध आपसी विश्वास और सद्भावना पर आधारित है। अपने लोगों की आकांक्षाओं और आशाओं को पूरा करने के लिए हम साथ मिलकर काम करते रहेंगे। एक बार फिर मैं गर्मजोशीपूर्ण स्वागत के लिए राष्ट्रपति दिशानायक का हार्दिक धन्यवाद करता हूं। मुझे विश्वास है कि आने वाले समय में हम अपनी भागीदारी को नई ऊंचाइयों पर ले जाएंगे। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। नंद्री बोहोमा स्तुति।
Thank you, Your Excellency. And this concludes today's ceremony. I kindly request all of you to remain seated until the two leaders have departed the room.